the cowl neck tee, I bought this merino wool knit because now I've discovered it. I want to experiment with it to the nth degree to find out what it's good for, what it's great for, etc. And, you know, even though I live in Queensland, you know, traveling, I think this will make a great traveling tee. You can always make it instead of a t-shirt, you can make it long sleeve. That won't take much to do. We might look at getting that sleeve put in there once we get the initial round of this done. Just remember, the thicker the fabric, the more the cowl stands out, you know, like you'll see the fall of it a lot clearer. Now if you went for something like what I made the tunic dress in this nice, you know, another merino wool, it's actually lighter. I reckon it's 50% lighter, and it's going to fall even softer, and it doesn't mean that it's going to make it look more casual. It's, you know, the way that the fabric that you use will actually determine how you can wear the top. So even the really nice red cotton spandex that I used for the PJ pants for Reuben, that would make a really and just any kind of cotton knit, you know, with this, I don't think it's cotton spandex, it's just a cotton knit fabric, and it's already got that little bit of give to it, then that would be perfect for the cowl tee. Now for the dress, or even for the tee if you wanted to do it this way, but I've done it only in the dress previously, but if you use a woven, a stretch woven cotton spandex, cotton synthetic spandex, then as long as it's got around about that much of a stretch when you pull it and you're testing it, that will be perfect for the cowl neck dress. So at least stretches 10 centimeters from the point that you grab it to how far it'll go till it stops stretching. Make sure it's 10 centimeters because that's a really good stretchy woven fabric, and it'd be perfect for the cowl neck dress or top. But it's definitely got to have a stretch, and it's got to have a decent amount of stretch. So this one has a really good stretch to it. So it's just your wovens. They don't have as much stretch as your knits. Now for the corset top, I am going to make mine in a beautiful plaid. Oh, my brain went blank for a second. This is a light fabric, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I put some extra casing across the top of my boning so it doesn't cut through this fabric too easily. The tie, the skirt, it's going to look great. You know, I might even have to double line the skirt so it's got a nicer fall and not too light that it just kind of looks, so I might double, you know, cut to and make it a thicker kind of skirt. But if you've got a thicker fabric, then you don't need to. A really nice cotton denim would be cool. And yeah, you could even go a thicker fabric, like if you really wanted to, you could go something like a I don't know what the weight of it would be, but you could definitely go not like a denim but below a denim with a little bit of stretch would be good. And remember, when you add any stretch, when you add a fabric that's a stretch, just remember to go down a size. And also don't be afraid to use a different fabric on the tie. Like, I actually like the idea of using this fabric for the body of the corset, and then finding a nice light navy that I can put on as the peplum skirt, which we've designed, that is got a straight panel in the front with a couple of pleats there. Really easy for you to do. We're not going too complicated in the technique. And it comes just across your belly button, so it's gonna, you know, give a visual perception of cutting off you at your widest point on the front there. And then what we've done is we're actually making a 3/4 skirt on it with a little bit of a, you know, train in it. So then it's actually got a nice drape at the back of it. Then what you can do is, if you've used a lighter fabric in the skirt on this one, I would use the same fabric for the tie, because this fabric's a little bit thick to have as a tie, but it suits the bodice perfectly. You wouldn't have to do any extra casing or anything like that for the boning. What I do suggest, that if you're an apple body type, don't put any boning in the front. Put it in the side panel and the back. That will actually give you enough support in the top, like a bra. But it won't cut into you when you sit down. And if you still want to have the boning in the front, make sure it's really super short so it doesn't go too much further than your bust, wherever that might finish, you know, and then that way it's going to be comfortable, because otherwise if you make your boning too long, when you sit down it's going to dig into you. It was a little bit of a problem I had when I was wearing the corset dress, because I was definitely probably around 12 kilos heavier than what I am now, and it was just something that really irritated me when I sat down in one of my corset dresses, and I found it more of a annoying feature when I was wearing a non-stretch fabric than when I was wearing a stretch. I actually did make a corset dress out of a knit fabric and it turned out beautifully. But anyway, so your fabric choices with the corset top is really open slather. You can choose a thick fabric. I wouldn't go too light. That would probably be my only limitation. And don't forget to pepper it up. Use a print on the corset, use a plain on the skirt and the tie. And it'll, oh, you could just, I can't wait to see the variations of corset dresses that come from. I hope you all get really playful with it. So, you know, I'm a natural fibre girl, so if you find a weight in a polyester or a gabardine or anything like that that's got your poly cotton blends, as long as it's going to help give you shape on the corset, but still have enough flow in the skirt for it to be whimsy, then that's a good fabric to go for. That's about it, I think. You know, be adventurous. If you have any questions or doubts, please shoot me an email at admin@wemadeit.com.au. I'm pretty well online most of the time, and I'll get back to you and answer you. Or, you know, even if you're out and about, send me a photo and say, which one? You know, and use the Facebook chat on the website and send it to me. Trust me, I love it. I love looking at fabrics. I get lots of ideas when I see people's, you know, suggestions or, you know, questions about things. Anyway, I will see you online or at the sewing day. Thanks.